I just want to welcome all of you streamer viewers to the channel this morning, and we're just going to go through a small, quick introduction of the players. And so we'll start off with myself, so I can go ahead and get it out of the way, and then the rest of the beautiful voices can speak this morning. But I'm Paul, otherwise known as Psychotic Monk. Find me on Thread Raiders. So I'm going to be running a pre-gen type adventure from the Onyx publications of Monarchies of Mouse. So I've seen a lot of Pugmire games out there, but I wanted to run the cat side since apparently there are a lot of cat lovers. So all the characters are going to be playing cats. So, okay, we'll start off with CA. Ladies first.
Oh, Kitty. Hi, everybody. Good morning. Things are going to get weird because I don't normally wake up this early in the morning, willingly. So I have my Yoda mug of coffee, and I'm hoping that will get us through this all together. And looking at my personality, I am probably the sweetest of kittens. Super nice. I will try to save people. Even if they're beyond my help, I'm going to try to for it anyway. Looks like what's most important to me is just helping other cats in need. And it is Castiel as a name. I prefer Castiel McCormick Von Shadow, which is why I chose this kitten, because that's hilarious. And yeah, I don't have Fireball, so I'm sorry to disappoint you. But I hear that there may be. There could be a possibility. You have to hang in there for that, so. That's my character.
All right. Ben?
Good morning. Hello. Hi. Thank you for joining us. I'm Ben. I'm going to be playing Crow Von Rex, a very affable, if a little bit sneaky, black cat. He's not beyond picking a pocket here or there, but is generally a good-hearted sort. Will also be quite loyal to those who are loyal to him, and has a strange affinity for dogs.
Hey. All right, there.
I don't know if you saw it, Paul, in chat. They're asking for a Bob Ross cat mic. Just in case.
Just in case, because of your threats for a minute, I did find the material within the Pugmire or Monarchies of Mouse, so I can create something on the fly there.
Yes, and in case it's a group effort, it's only $15. So if everyone wants to put like 5 in, we could have cat mimic. That'd be great.
Okay. Okay. Next, we're going to go with Mordog. Oh, wait. Sorry for pronunciation. I'm having a hard time this morning.
No,
that's good. Okay. It's like a Japanese karate name because that's kind of what I do.
Okay.
Hi everybody. I'm Watto Jeff or JT. Today I'm going to be playing Kashik Blue Von Siberian. The kind of a roguish sort, although he's clearly outside and he's quite confident, but on the inside he's probably rather meek. I just want to become worthy of House Siberian, and also true to my nature. And why I picked this character and completely is because I love to help, but I still turn everything into a joke.
Nice. Okay, Snicker.
Snicker.
You're not the first. You won't be the last.
That's so good.
Hi, I'm Chris Snugglesocks on Twitter. I am playing Zohar von Mao, and she doesn't have any time for any of your nonsense. She's here to save lives, to take care of people, and if anyone gets in her way, she's just going to beat you until you stop being in her way. So that's her basic personality.
That's who I should have been this early in the morning.
Never.
I don't have to think about it. I just be angry all the time.
I've never met a cat who didn't have time for my nonsense.
Well, you're about to.
No, it seems like we got the full spectrum of personalities here this morning. Everything from joking to total seriousness, and then the in-between state.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, again, players, thank you very much. I thank you for joining us this morning to raise some money for One Drop Flint. And with that, we are going to get rolling into the story this morning. During your various days of activity, you have all received individual letters from a individual you known as Hook Manicore.
A donation came through.
Okay.
That was fast.
Yay. Is it for a mimic? Paul will never forgive me.
Okay.
You're never
What
gonna
else?
let me play with you again, Mario. I'm so sorry.
You said, "Hey, we'll put her a mimic if you put $15 in," and it immediately it happens. Of
It
course.
is a Bob Ross cat mimic.
A Bob Ross cat mimic. Okay. I will work that in.
Hooray. You may continue.
Well, yeah. This falls right into the scheme of that one in which y'all were doing that escape room before y'all even got through the door. I had dropped that on you, broken ankle, and all that wonderful stuff. So, okay.
Oh,
Well,
no.
like I was saying, y'all, his name is Hook Mancoon von Koret, which is a individual y'all have all met at one point, interacted with, and you're within the city of Kalian, which is in the southern half of the monarchy of Korat, which is the military state of Mao. So y'all all received a letter to please meet Hook at the Cat's Cradle, which has a interesting reputation. So he has encouraged each of y'all to show up to the Cat's Cradle at your earliest convenience within the next day or so he can meet with you. So, and you all do happen to be within the city, so you don't have to travel any great distances. Just get from your part of the city that you hang out into over to the Cat's Cradle. So what we're going to do is pick up this morning where y'all are approaching the Cat's Cradle. So what we'll do is we'll start off with Snickle.
So, out of character, what kind of reputation would I know this place as having?
Basically, the description comes down to it where it is slightly above illegal activities taking place there. The way things happen here is you can pretty much inquire about anything, and whatever takes place within the Cat's Cradle seems to stay there, almost kind of like a Las Vegas style type situation. So you can go there and inquire about stuff, and you might get raised eyebrows depending on how exotic your request is or how nefarious it is. But most of the times people are going to leave what is discussed there within the facility, and very few people have ever been arrested there on site unless it was just something totally so grievous that it was a complete endangerment to the entire monarchies.
Okay. My favorite place.
Yeah.
This is a place that you go if you want to lose a few bucks playing cards.
Mm-hmm.
This guy.
So are we all together then?
You will be working your way there. So basically the way the letter said was show up to the bar or to the Cat's Cradle and show the letter to the bartender there, and you will be then brought to Hook once she's ready for y'all to go back there.
Okay. I guess I would look at Ben, and I'm sorry, Ben, I've forgotten your character's name
Crow.
already. What is it?
Crow.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay. We are not here to gamble. We are not here to lose any dollars or bucks. Okay, you need to don't be doing any of that. You said, oh, this is a place you like to go and spend money. No, it's not going to happen. We are here on official business. We are here to take care of a problem.
He thinks I have inherited a babysitter.
He thinks I've inherited a problem.
Act like a baby, have a babysitter. Now let's do this, okay?
Now.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
Meow meow.
As soon as I heard that it was called Monarchies of Mao.
Okay, that's all I would do. Is I would just sort of like anytime someone's talking about wanting to do something exciting here, I'm just going to spend the whole walk telling them no.
I'm not so sure that Hook doesn't owe me $20. So aside from that, sure, I can.
Okay.
No gambling. This is strictly business. I got a letter.
JT or
You got a
CA,
letter.
how y'all are interacting with all this.
Well, I want to know about this letter.
Well, the letter was like I had said, it was just a invitation to join Hook here because he needed your assistance in a matter of investigation.
That's suspicious.
So
Matter.
and that's pretty much, that was the extent of it. He just basically says, I need your assistance in an investigation. Come to the cat's cradle.
Well, that's exceptionally vague, and
Yeah.
curiosity killed the cat. So
Bingo.
why wouldn't we
When
be
I-
there?
When I
Try to find out what he was looking for.
The cat puns today are going to be over the top.
Yep.
when I sniff the page, can I determine if there's like anything that's alarming about it or an odd scent? Do I know what Hook smells like?
Are you using smell magic?
I'm a cat. All right.
The one
Don't
thing you
question
know,
my abilities.
with what you know about Hook, he enjoys his catnip tea, and he tends to like to keep his own little private pouch around, and he'll sprinkle extra catnip in.
See?
So you have the smell of catnip on the letter, so you can tell that whoever wrote the letter actually probably had large quantity of dust across his fingers when he was writing the letter.
I'm gonna roll it up and keep it because it smells like catnip. Yep, it's Hook. Let's go.
Okay.
So quick cue. How legal is catnip in this universe?
Very. It is an essential to everything in the
Okay.
monarchies.
Awesome.
It is like
That's a good
our,
question. 'cause
it is
I
like
get
our
into
salt and
trouble.
pepper.
Okay, cool.
Nice.
Now, it depends on what you use the catnip for and how you modify it, which you could then jump into a legality situation.
Maybe
But
I
no.
want to change my character because that sounds like fun.
Yes, you all should donate to add catnip to this game, of course.
Okay.
Cat Bob Ross cat mimic. That's something I don't want to fight.
Yeah, well. Okay. So as you're sitting there and you have walked into the bar and everything, and have you taken, when you showed up, you took your letter to the bartender? And
Yes, absolutely.
Okay. Well, as you individually have been walking in or as a group, because you show the letter, she asked y'all to sit down at a table. And as y'all were sitting down, you kind of start just kind of wondering, because in the past when you've met Hook, it's usually been you showed up and he was in the front room, met with you, and then you went to the back room. But this time you're kind of sitting there and just waiting. And the bartender has brought over a drink or two for you as you were drinking and waiting. And she can see that y'all are getting a little impatient because you are having to be made wait a little longer than you typically have.
Yeah, I don't think they know Kroll so well.
Is there a card table? Like, are there gaming tables? What time of day is it? Is it
No,
morning?
Kroll on wait.
What morning, what time of day would you like it to be? I would.
Dusk.
Yeah,
Okay.
I kind of like
My
1.
favorite.
1 p.m.'s
I
pretty
kind of
good.
Kind of envisioned everybody going, "Crow!" when I walk in the door. You know, a la Norm from Cheers.
Yeah. I
You're
like
regular.
the sun
Oh,
Okay.
and to roll
and
around
besides,
the sun.
as a cat, I feel like I probably would have slept the entire day anyways. And
Meow,
the
meow.
sun's
There's
going
that.
down. It's time to go out and carouse and find a card game.
I sleep approximately 19 hours a day.
Yeah. And just another little tidbit of information. The way the buildings are designed within the various areas of monarchies, they do have a lot of sunroofs, and they have the tables you can sit at, but they also have pillows and stuff laying around for you to kind of bask in the sunlight and just kind of enjoy the rays and stuff. And yeah, exactly.
Sunbeam. Yay. Yeah, right.
So
Well, I'd like to order a drink, perhaps a mouse burger because I'm hungry. And yeah, scan the room. If
Okay.
anything seems anything odd or abnormal or
nothing really seems out of the ordinary here. They are, like you have inquired, there are various card games and stuff like that going on. Maybe 2 or 3 little tables that are set up that are been commonly used for cards, and there's like a deck of cards that are usually left there to try to discourage as much cheating as possible. The cards are usually left on the table. So, but yeah, so I mean, it's just kind of general
Would
activity.
cheat.
I look at Crow.
So it was just kind of a common, typical tavern where everything is kind of, you're enjoying the activities and so forth. And as you're getting your final drinks and are in the process of eating your meal and everything, the bartender walks up to you, and she finally says, "Well, Mr. Hook is ready to see you. If you would follow me, I will take y'all to Hook."
And I'm like totally captivated in my own game of cups, which is like I'm like pawing the edge of a cup till it gets to like the edge of the table, and it gets really suspenseful. So I have no idea that they're there. I'm just like,
Okay, see, you got to stop. You got to hold your hand up. What is that rip all over your hand?
oh, I'm sorry, it's my henna tattoo.
Oh, that's
Okay.
Yeah, that girl
Awesome.
at that place did it for me over the weekend.
Okay. I just happened to see as you were talking, you just had very fingertips and stuff, like you maybe have written something on there, like notes.
It's beautiful.
Oh my gosh, I am Castiel. Meow meow. Okay, I'm good.
Yeah. So, okay. As y'all are heading back, y'all have only been out of the main room maybe once or twice in your entire time here, because you do know there's a whole back area that are usually used for meetings only. So as you are being led to the back door, the bartender opens up, and another older cat stands up from a chair, and basically you see her look at you, and she's like, "Follow me, I will take y'all to the back." And she just turns and starts walking. And as she's walking, you can basically see she's like using the back of her palm or her paw to kind of guide herself down the hallway, because the hallway is dark. There is like no light in here other than the little bit of light that is coming through one window about 22 inches and 24 inches in diameter. So, and as y'all get past that first door, you hear the door shut behind you. So all you have is just a little bit of moonlight behind, or closing sunlight down, and y'all get to a second door, and you hear her pull out a set of keys and start unlocking the door, and pushes the door open, and she steps to the side.
Oh, I
Go
love
on
the
in.
sound of keys. I love that sound.
Go on in now.
I just walk in first.
Okay. And so y'all, as y'all walk in and everything, sitting down at an individual table, you see Hook sitting there at a table with about 4 or 5 chairs, and he's got his back to the back of the room. There's only one way in, one way out of this room. And he is sitting there, and he's like, "Come on in, come on in."
Don't mind if I do.
And so as y'all head in and everything, and y'all sit down.
I don't sit. Sorry, I don't sit.
Okay.
I stand beside my chair.
Okay.
This is important for my character.
Okay.
I'll sit for you.
When Hook sits, are the keys like dangling from Hook's side as they sit down? Like, is that
Well,
like-
Hook didn't have the key.
You're gonna start batting the keys around.
The old lady or the older cat who allowed y'all into the room had the keys. And as y'all walked in, she stayed outside. She did not go in with you.
Okay.
So, but Hook has various, when first glance, you can see his sword to his side. You see his coin pouch and stuff like that. And he's, imagine, you remember like the Three Musketeer style clothing with the kind of fluffy stuff under the neck with a very tight leather vest on, the wide brim hat with a feather off the side, and the links come down and got the white ruffles coming out from under it. This is what Hook looks like. And of course, he is kind of a golden tabby cat.
Mm-hmm.
And you can also start seeing the grays from his years starting to show around the upper parts of his eyes and around his chin and stuff. So
all of that accumulated wisdom doesn't make him a much better card player, though.
no, it really
Just
doesn't.
saying.
No. In the years that you've played with him, you have beat him as number of times as he beat you.
It's right. It's yes.
So,
Though we both
Why did you
claim
summon us?
that we've won more.
Okay.
Oh, wait, one more.
Okay. Well, as y'all are sit down, he's like, "Okay, you all know each other, correct? Just want to make sure. I know each one of you individually, but I just want to make sure you all know each other." So,
Do we really know each other,
Yeah.
or do we not?
The one who stands
The one who stands.
The one who stands.
seems unfamiliar to me. Are you a regular here?
I'm where I need to be. I'm a friend of Hook.
Friend of Hook.
Oh.
Okay.
Yum.
So, okay, he backs off and everything. Well, Hook's like, oh, well, I have invited each one of you here because we've known each other and I need your assistance. So we'll do a quick round of introductions so that we're at least familiar with each other, because I will be needing each of y'all's assistance with a situation that has arisen. And it's important that we try to keep what we do here on the legal side of things and out of the light of everybody around us, so that I don't want to stir up too much.
When you say legal,
So, well, I don't want y'all to get yourselves arrested for something. I don't want y'all to be what I'm going to ask y'all to do is important, but it could lead to possible altercations with the town guard and stuff like that. But at the same time, it could have no bearing at all with any of that. I just need y'all to realize that. Be as discreet as you possibly can.
Hook, what have you gotten yourself involved in?
Well, my employer has asked me to look into some things, and I'm too well known for this circle that I've been asked to investigate. So I needed to find some friends who were not as well known as myself to kind of take a few look into a few things for me. Because if I show up, definitely nothing will be answered, because everybody will know that I ask a question, I'm on a job for somebody, and the mouths will stay closed.
Meows.
The individuals like yourselves who are not known as well as I am could potentially get into areas that I couldn't, and ask a few questions indiscreetly and maybe obtain some information for me.
So we're here because we're insignificant.
You're not insignificant. I have never said that. This is an opportunity for you.
I feel significant.
We're all significant.
Yeah.
Though I do have another question. You referred to many of the people here in this room as friends, and I am a little concerned about you, Hook. Is everything okay?
Oh, everything is fine.
Because in our time, these are not the friends you would have kept.
Well, since my retirement, I have broadened my scope of friends. Because I realized that always working for the military, it was kind of always, everybody had to be so serious about everything. But when I began to work for myself, I was able to realize that there was more than just the military. Now, I respect what they do and the protection that they give to the monarchies, but at the same time, I think it's important that one expands their horizon as they grow older.
When he says, like, I'm looking for less serious friends, I now have the letter from earlier that we were given on the floor, and I'm just kind of rolling around on it with my stomach up, like you're trying to get like a back itch. Thing.
I'm gonna look. I'm gonna look Hook dead in the eyes and be like, "An interesting, if erroneous philosophy." While this is happening on the ground,
he just kind of leans forward on the table and looks over there at Castell, and it's like, and then back at his fingers, like, well, I guess I need to be using less catnip if this is the results I'm getting from my letters. That was not the intention that I had for my letters, but
doesn't sound like the Hook I know.
Well,
regardless, Hook, if you consider these people friends, then I will protect them with my life as well.
Well, very good. We greatly appreciate that, because, like I said, I don't expect anything to go wrong, but just in case, I need y'all to be prepared, and which is why I pulled the group here together, because I fear y'all as individuals could do great on yourselves, but as a group, you could potentially do better.
Cut to the chase, Hook, who happens to owe me $20. How much does this pay?
Well, let's just say that I can make it well worth your while. So that my employer can has given me a significant amount of coins, and I can make sure that many of the coins end up in your direction as well.
Oh, I thought that was a cat. I was like, wow, that's really good, guys.
Sorry.
He just
Woke
pulled
up.
a great
That's
cat
okay.
impression.
Oh,
That was the morning waking call of a baby saying, "Mama or Daddy, I need you."
I sound like that every morning too. Don't worry. It's okay.
So he pushes out a few cups of the catnip tea after a few of the casual exchange there and everything. And it's like,
I scoop one of those up like really fast. Like,
okay. So, and you get it and you realize it is a fresh poured cup of catnip tea.
Ooh.
So as you put your hands on it, you can still feel the warmth of the tea. And when you look over at the pot that's there, you can still see that the tea is kind of have a little bit of steam coming out of it, and it's still very fresh.
Num 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 num.
So,
and the one who stands, I take his.
The one who stands.
okay. What are you going to do with his? Are you going to take his cup too?
No, he's just not here to defend himself. I
Yeah.
was taking advantage of the situation.
Double dipping. He's going to drink his tea. Her tea.
And I will return mine when it's half empty.
Okay.
It's tea.
Yep. So, okay. So as y'all are sitting there kind of enjoying the tea and everything, is there anything y'all want to talk to him about?
Let's try to pry for some more information from this Mr. Hook.
Okay.
What exactly is it that you need us to do that you want to keep out of prying eyes?
Well, basically, there is a merchant from Houndton making passes all around all the very prominent cat houses here in Canelian, which really isn't too strange. But where he's going after dark has my employer very spooked about things. You see, he's been hitting up all the fancy houses during the daytime. However, at nighttime, he's ending up in more of the seedy lounges of the area. Some of these lounges are the type of places you might find cats who don't want to deal with dogs. However, they are letting him in without any questions. My employer wants to figure out what he's up to. But I'm in the like I said, I'm in the pickle. I want to talk with him as well. However, I'm already too well known, and I think it would be too obvious what I'm after. I was hoping each of you could help me and basically find out what his game is and take this information back to my employer.
Now, as a footpad, I'm going to have to ask a little bit more of a character. Would I have access to some of these seedier operations where I might be able to get us in? Like a town thieves guild or something like that. Would I have access into there?
I would say you would have the potential. You would have to go to each one of these and give it a look over and to see if you can recognize the way it's being ran. And if you can figure that out, then yes, you could probably assist getting into those type of places.
Okay, I wanted to see if I had any history like past.
So,
No.
I would say yes, you would have in a few of the places you would have the opportunity to. It depends on where you end up going to easily get into a few of them, not all of them, but probably a few of them with no problem.
Well, Mr. Hook, I would like half the payment now and the other half upon delivery of information that you might require, along with my friend, the one who stands.
I just sort of glare at you.
I kind of look up at you and I just kind of, I guess Kashik would kind of like give you a little bit of a wink and like a kind of a crooked smile. So
Oh no.
I am doing this as a favor to my friend Hook. I require no payment. And if you continue to try and extort my friend, then you are no friend of mine.
I'll give you half of my half if that's what it takes.
I don't want any of your gold. I don't want any of your coin. I want to do the right thing.
Well,
I would expect you want to do the same as well, don't you?
I have a pouch full of plastic coins that I'm assuming are not actually real coins. It says right here on my character sheet. I'd like to reach in and say, well, in that case here, have one of these plastic coins. And I'll just...
Plastic is the coin of the realm.
Yeah,
Yes.
Plastic.
Everyone knows that.
Instead of using gold and silver and stuff like that,
You
plastic.
think it's worthless?
Well, that defeats the
Gimme.
purpose then.
Whoops.
Yeah. No. For whatever reason, in this game system, they use plastic as the monetary, and basically plastic is most valuable. And that is in part because of just a little bit of history for yourself, but the waters around that you can sell on has a very acidic nature about it. Therefore, the wood itself would rot after long periods of selling. They discovered that plastic coated on the outside of the ships will actually allow the ships to sail much longer and almost indefinitely without being affected by the acidic of the sea. So that's why it is very sought after, and plastic is very important to everything and has become the coinage of the realms, both on the dogs and cat side.
Well, if you're not going to take any coin and you're just doing this just for your friend, then perhaps we shall call it just for fun.
Certainly.
Just for fun.
Since you seem like such a fun person who stands.
I have been told that I am quite enjoyable at parties. I usually have to stand outside.
I mean, I can see that. Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, the dog that I need y'all to look into, his name is Conroy Pekingese.
Conroy
Pekingese. He is from Houndton, like I had mentioned earlier. And I need y'all to go try to talk to him and so forth like that.
Pekingese what? Pekingese oranges, Pekingese snacks, Pekingese apples.
Cat chow mein.
Pekingese the dog.
The dog.
Picking these here apples.
Well, what is he picking? I don't understand.
Now look at Kroll. Dogs.
Okay, Chris, you get your first fortune point.
Thank you!
Hey, one step closer to no part.
So that is your personal fortune point, and since I'm giving it to you, the other thing you get to choose now is: do you keep it for yourself, or do you drop it into the bowl that everybody can use?
Drop it into the bowl.
Okay.
Fortune bowl.
Because that is the one thing when y'all have the opportunity. If I give you a fortune point, you can keep it for yourself, no questions asked, or you can drop it into the fortune bowl to make it usable to everybody. So you guys have a total of 3 points to use right now whenever y'all want to. Conroy can be found at a lounge on the more rougher part of the city called the Red Spot.
Okay.
So
Taking my notes.
So then he hooks look at you and says, "Is there anything else that y'all would like to know before y'all head out to go try to speak to Conroy or figure out what he's up to?"
As someone who's at least socially familiar with Hook, if not deep friends, has spent a good amount of time with Hook, I would like to notice whether or not anything is unusual about his behavior today. Did I detect there's more to this story than what he said, or does this seem on the level in terms of what he said?
Okay. Give me a. Let's see here. Give me a wisdom notice check.
And I have that.
If you do,
19.
Okay. Now, was that a natural 19, or did you add?
No, it was a 17 with the proficiency bonus.
There we go. Okay. So you do notice that he seems to be a little hesitant with some of the information coming forth. From the questioning that y'all had, he's been, you can tell just a little bit of hesitation from your dealings with Hook in the past.
Okay. Hook, there wouldn't be something that you're not telling us. Anything that could be useful. Anything at all. You are asking a favor, after all. You wouldn't want us to be less than prepared to carry out the favor.
Well, carrying out the favor is not the problem. I need y'all to go and talk to Conroy and try to figure out his activities, either shadow him and see what's going on, or basically talk to him directly and find out. It's very important to my employer to find out what's going on here.
Who's your employer?
Well, as you know, I get hired by many people, and she is asked to remain in the shadows at this time.
No doubt someone else that he's lost money to playing cards.
How much money do you owe these people in cards, Hook?
Actually, I owe this one nothing. She sought me out and has, like I said, paid me some coins to help figure out what Conroy's doing.
Okay.
He seems to be walking one way during the daytime, but then when the nighttime comes along, it's like flipping a card to the other side. And he's going places that just would be less likely to deal with cats.
Living a dual life.
Yes. So, because some of the places that he has been reported to visit are the type of places that don't particularly care for dogs. And as y'all know, the relationship between us and the dogs have not been great most of the time. There are a few of us that tend to try to learn to handle the relationships between dog and cats. And as you know, there are dogs that are within the city, and we maintain a uneasy balance since the war ended.
Well, then, if no one else has any questions, shall we be off?
Yes.
And I look at you directly, and I point to the tea that was delivered to you, and I ask you, "Are you going to drink that?"
Yeah, I'm just lapping it up. I'm like,
No, I'm not. You may have it.
It's like all over the place, just flailing about.
We'll take that, and then I'll say, "Well, you seem to be in charge. Lead the way."
You can have my tea, but I'm not as familiar with the red spot. I don't transgress these sorts of locations very often, so we will need a guide.
How
I know where it is.
I thought you would. I'd kind of planned on it.
Yeah. Between Ben and JT, y'all have a good idea of where the red spot is, and you can make your way to that part of town easily.
Kroll, do you know anything?
Well, Crow, shall we go?
Let's.
Kroll, do you know anything about the Pekingese? Any facts since you know about dogs?
Who are you asking this? I'm sorry.
Kroll.
Me? Dogs?
Yeah, didn't you say you're like friendly with the pups?
Well, let's not presume just because someone is a dog, they're not a decent soul.
That's true.
That's all I've got to say. Okay?
But what do you know about the
I want to start anything. I've not heard of this Conroy. I'm not familiar with Conroy.
Okay.
But I'm not so sure I've ever met a Pekingese either, now that you mention it. But I'm anxious.
Yeah.
Curious. Always curious.
Okay.
Curious cat.
So Hook, very pleased that you offered to help. As y'all are finishing up the conversation, he asks again, would anybody like the final cup of tea before you leave? Because if you're heading out at this time of day, it could be a little cold outside. So would you like a fresh, hot cup of catnip tea before you leave?
I will abstain.
2.
I mean, yeah, I'd like another one since this one's like partially all over your floor.
Well, I hope by this time when I pour it, you drink it versus wear it.
And like my face just looks like one of those wet cats that come out. It's like super sad looking.
And the way the bowls are, they're not traditional. When he hands you a cup, it's not like the traditional cup that we would use. It's more of a kind of wide brim bowl so you can pick up and actually lap it.
Yay.
So
I got this sippy cup of cat teas.
Well, the pickpockets and gutter snipes and rapscallions are out this time of night. I think I would rather keep my wits sharp for just now and not delirious. So I'll abstain as well.
okay.
Very good thinking, Crow. Yes.
Well, I think Kashik, she'll probably take one more for the road for sure.
So hearing that he actually does pour another one and slide it. If you must have one more for the road, then here you go.
We're probably going to have to make a stop on the way, but I'll finish.
Okay. So as y'all leave the back room and everything, you get to the door and you find that it is unlocked. And as soon as y'all open the door, the older cat is sitting there outside in a chair. And as she hears you approach, she stands up and opens up the door so y'all can get back into the main area.
Jingle.
But before we leave her, I want to ask, does all of this security not make it difficult to like move furniture around? How did you get all the chairs in there?
One at a time.
You have more patience than I. Godspeed to you.
Well, fortunately, somebody younger than myself moved them in there. So as y'all go through the door and everything, she closes it in behind you, and you can hear it actually get locked.
Uh-oh.
So
I'm trapped.
No, she locked it when y'all walked back into the tavern. Because she locked the hallway that was between the two rooms.
I thought we were about to throw down already. So ready.
Yeah.
Yeah, the chair unfolds into
real.
a mimic.
Yeah. So
Yes.
So the person with the keys left again?
She is right there.
Oh.
You pass her to leave the hallway because she sits in a chair in the little about 20-foot hallway that when you came from the main room into Hook's room. So there's just that, like I said, a small little corridor with one little window, and she sat in a chair there.
I like your keys.
Well, they only work on these doors.
Can I?
As a good key should.
They also work on other doors?
Not that I'm aware of. This is where I sit all day, and these are the doors I unlock.
Have you tried? And also, wow, that's a really, really boring job. I worked for the military, and I can tell you I've done some boring jobs, but that sounds abysmal.
Being blind, this is the best job I can get, so I don't mind sitting here.
My apologies. I did not notice.
Well, good that I'm doing my job right.
So I get down on all fours and like in the front I'm kind of like down on like what would be my human elbows, I guess. And then I have my butt up and I'm kind of just rubbing it on the bottom of the keys. So it's got the scritchies. It's so good.
I start like swatting you on the top of the head.
Nothing abnormal there. Just regular stuff.
Stop. We have work to do.
She sits there and kind of pulls the keys away. Be on y'all's way now.
We will, thank you. Yes, come on.
All right. I move. Not because I want to. Just
Not
unusual
because you
for a
want.
cat.
Okay. So as y'all head back in there, the room is almost double in occupancy since y'all been in the other room because the conversation took on maybe about a good 30 to 45 minutes, just kind of talking, drinking, and exchanging information with folk. So it is now, the sun has completely gone down outside, and so y'all will either stay here or y'all going to go ahead and move in the direction of the red spot.
There's no time to waste, right?
Yeah, I feel like
Right.
red spot's best.
Okay.
Bro, lead the way.
I shall.
I shall.
And I kind of
With a reasonable, a
Crow a
tracker's
little bit.
good sense.
Okay.
And,
I had two people talking at one time. So JT, go ahead.
I'm going to kind of like skip behind Crow a little bit, and then I'll turn to the one who stands and say, I also have keys that open up so much more. Stay close. And continue walking.
Okay.
I do it kind of like in that kind of, I don't know how a feline cat actually flirts. We're just going to leave it at that, I think. It's,
Okay.
No, I mean,
I think
can
it
show
has
you.
something to do with putting your butt up in the air.
I don't feel comfortable in a stream doing that.
You could just be very descriptive.
Triggered.
Just remember, we are PG-13, so.
So you try this sort of flirtation and you just hit a wall.
Yep.
Like just stone, nothing, no reaction. I take that back. There's a bit of reaction when you mentioned that the keys open up a lot of things, but it's more like a quizzical, like, oh, you have skeleton keys thing. I should probably do something about that. I should probably stop you if you have skeleton keys. Looks more authoritative than like interested.
Mhm.
Oh, my butt slowly comes down from the air onto the ground a little bit, and my ego is a little bit shattered. But
Get a load of the one who takes things literally.
yeah, thou shall be known as the one who takes things literally. It stands.
Well, Crow will lead the way in a cautious manner. As I mentioned, it's dark out. This is the time, especially in this neighborhood, where the ne'er-do-wells are about. So we want to keep our awareness up, looking around corners, listening carefully as we make our way.
Okay. Okay. As you weave your way through the streets and everything, and you do have to get off some of the main streets and hit some of the back alleyways in order to get to the red spot. I would like everybody to give me a wisdom notice roll.
Ooh, I'm noticing things. I'm not
7.
very wise. So
8.
we roll the normal d20 or no?
You roll a normal d20
And then wisdom.
and add your wisdom modifier. And if you happen to have the skill, add your proficiency bonus to it.
No skill.
My bad. That's
19.
an 11.
Okay. 11 and a 19.
8.
8. So we have 2 8s and
Yeah, I rolled a 1, and with my wisdom modifier, it's still a 1.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Unnatural 1.
So
Okay.
I'm kind of looking like Scooby-Doo behind Shaggy following Crow down the alley.
Nice description. I like that one. And I will go ahead and give you a opportunity for a fortune point there as well. That was because I'm a Scooby-Doo fan, and for somebody to make that reference, boo.
I would like to add that fortune point into the bowl.
Okay.
Yay.
So y'all are now
Bowl's
up to
looking
4.
good.
Yep, you're at 4 now. Okay.
As you feeling that these are going to be really handy soon.
Okay. As you were walking along and you turn into one of the alleyways, Casty and Crow, since y'all with your rolls and everything, you happen to notice some blood splatter on some of the boxes that are stacked up on the corner as you have to work your way through this alleyway.
This may bear closer investigation.
So-
Could someone like Crow be able to distinguish looking at blood what type of blood it is? What race of creature maybe the blood belonged to?
Probably not, but you can definitely tell it's very fresh. When you can smell the blood and everything, and
Okay.
it smells very fresh. So
Well, just in case others didn't notice, I would mention that. Say this is this something perhaps untoward has occurred here just recently, based on the presence of this blood.
I draw my hammer.
Okay. Anybody else going to do anything else, or?
Wow.
Well, seeing as I'm very protective of the group, I see him pull out his hammer. I'm going to pull out my mace.
Okay.
Point of order, she.
She. Okay. As y'all move to follow the two that rolled over 11, y'all continue to find little splatters of blood as you move down this alleyway, and it seems to be continuing the direction of it. But then when you get to another corner that would take you away from where the red spot is, you see that there is a larger puddle of blood that kind of pulls in a different direction that is not in the direction of the red spot. So do y'all continue in your direction to the red spot, or do you follow the blood that heads off to a side alley?
I feel like we should go to the blood.
Yeah. There's no hesitation.
Okay.
Like,
Yeah.
But we're supposed to
But
go and
I
check
leave you
out
in the dust. I'd walk right past you and keep following the blood.
That's the case, then I would follow the one who now leads.
Okay. And as you get to that, well, like I said, at the alleyway where you saw the larger splatter, and you turn, and as you take a few steps in it, the coppery smell of the blood is just getting to a real overwhelming point. So you smell even more of it as you move down the alleyway. And as you move down a little bit, you actually see a pair of feet sticking out from behind a couple of crates.
Oh no.
It's
Do I recognize
trap.
the feet?
Weapons. I'll just look back.
Yeah, the feet are covered up in boots, so you could not tell whether it was
No.
a dog or a cat. You
No,
just
no.
see the feet, and you see the blood from the little bit of light that's still coming in from the moon and so forth. You can see it, and you see the blood has run from behind the crates out toward the center of the alley, which covers up under his feet and so forth.
And with my protectiveness of cats, I'm going to assume it is one of them and run over to see if they're alive.
Okay. As she bolts past everybody and heads in that direction, you turn the around the crates and everything, and you happen to see that it is a dog laying here, not a cat.
Is it a Pekingese?
Since you said earlier you did not ever give me a intelligent no history to see if by some chance you might recognize what a Pekingese is.
A 13?
13? You happen to know what a Pekingese is. You have actually seen a few of them move around downtown, and you're not interacting with them, but you are at least familiar with the breed itself.
That's right. I was just asking Kroll earlier because I was just testing it.
Right.
Just, curious.
Castile, what is it? What do you see?
I see a Pekingese.
Yeah, it is a tan and brown fur dog, and is dressed in bloody clothes now, but they look like they were very fine clothing.
Possibly a wealthy Pekingese.
I'm going to wonder if this is our Conroy.
Is there anything on them, like
Yeah.
identification-wise, or a seal that we might know to be them?
Something in their hand that they were picking.
Yeah,
So.
catnip.
by chance, does it have a name tag?
Fair point.
If found.
Wallet, purse, driver's license, anything.
Well,
Let me just.
since I just realized that none of y'all asked what this dog looked like, I want to give y'all a random intelligent check, just straight up intelligent, to see if by chance in a past conversation with Hook that y'all got a description of the dog.
Oh crap!
20, but it's not natural.
Okay.
19.
19.
16.
So, well, there's enough of that high rolls that y'all got there.
I rolled a 1, but wait. I know I rolled another 1. That's 2 in a row. But this time it's different because with my intelligence bonus,
It's a 2.
2.
You gotta change those dice, my man. You gotta put that one in jail.
None of y'all know anything.
Chuck it.
Can't curse him.
Yeah. No, as you get closer and you turn the dog over because he was laying face down and everything, you look at the dog, and yes, it is the description that Hook somewhat when during y'all's conversation kind of alluded to of what Conroy would look like,
Okay.
so that y'all would at least know who you're looking for when you made it to the red spot.
Okay. Well, that's not good.
Okay, we found him.
All right, our job's done.
Okay, everybody.
Wow.
As you roll over the body and everything, you notice that there is still a small knife that was kind of jabbed into his gut, and that in his left paw that there was a set of keys.
To steal.
Cookies?
Can I reach down and grab the keys?
Not a problem. You as you grab the key, he went in his death thralls. He didn't grip on him so tight that you have to break his fingers or anything to get him away, but you easily get the keys out.
All right, so I'm going to reach down and grab the keys, and I'll just kind of turn to the group and say, well, we have keys. Bad news is he's dead. Good news is he's going to be a lot easier to follow now.
I
love how matter of fact.
I believe we've accomplished our mission, have we not?
Okay.
I would, as much as I don't want to agree with you, I guess I have to.
Well, should we ask questions first?
We should really find out what's going on here, and also should probably report this to the authorities so there's not just a dead body here. What if some children were to come by?
Not be too hasty there.
But what if someone else comes by? You've already got your paw prints all over it.
I believe that based on what Hook told us, Hook would not want to be even considered or implicated potentially in whatever misdeed has gone on here. We need to pretend we haven't seen this.
Okay. Everybody give me a dexterity sneak roll.
Oh no. I had to be sneaky.
Ooh.
What the heck?
Dexterity.
Yeah, I don't have a sneak.
Roll.
That is not what I do.
6.
Special, but...
Wait. Sneak, you say?
Yes.
8.
8.
18.
Okay. Oh, you're
7.
on fire.
Yeah.
7.
I'm using my...
In total, I have a 21.
Of course.
Ooh. I like that die. That's nice.
Right? It's so cool.
Yeah.
Well, the dice I used in the last stream are still in jail, so.
Oh.
But they were the dice that was sent to me by a good friend that seemed to fail miserably. But
I apologize.
Yeah, these came from Ice Cream Dice on Twitter.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
oh, very
Yeah.
nice. They look good.
There's some
I
good
love
ones.
them.
I
Oh,
like
they're
their designs.
Mark's a great guy, actually. It's funny.
Oh, yeah.
He only lives literally 10 minutes from me.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I
very
want
nice.
the candy corn.
Yeah.
Ooh,
Yeah.
Now that's a dice I can get
Mhm.
behind.
They're always sold out by the time I see them. It's sad.
I know.
Yeah, the first time I met Mark, I was pretty drunk. So like, great first impression.
Okay.
That's fantastic.
Okay. So as you are looking over and everything, give me who was just Cassick, since you were moving the body and grabbing the keys, give me another wisdom search or notice,
Oh,
whichever, if you have either one of those by chance.
See, now that we talked about how good my dice was doing, it's not gonna go.
I have neither of those. So
Okay, well, then just give me a straight wisdom roll.
that would be a 16. Oh, my luck's turning around.
3.
Okay. Well, as you were kind of digging through that stuff and everything, you happen to notice in his right palm a small scrap of bloodstained embroidered cloth that has and as you pull it out of his hand and start looking at it, you actually know that it actually has yellow strands of hair attached to it still.
Rick said they donated $25 to help the party.
Aw.
Thank you, Rick.
Can't.
That's
I'll
got to
try
be
to
like
do
2
it.
fortune points in the bowl or something like that.
Okay.
Clearly, I mean, 25
Fireball? Can we get
At
points.
least
bowl-
another mimic and a half.
Did they
Okay.
The
donate
fortune
Fireball?
bowl is overflowing with fortune points.
Hooray.
Okay.
Maybe we can get JT a fireball.
Yeah.
Yes. That helps the party.
Okay, well, the way we can break that down is I can since there's 4 of y'all, I can give each of y'all 1 advantage if you want to, and that would leave $5 to add a 1 point. So that would give each of y'all 1 advantage to any roll and then 1 extra fortune point. Or we can do, you said $25, so that would be 5 fortune points added.
Ooh.
Or we could do
The pupils of my cat are like real big right now. Like,
or we can y'all can roll or choose between y'all and give 1 guaranteed triumph roll, which is a critical success, and still add a fortune point. So how would you like to break that down?
Let's start with the silk cloth, and as I'm rolling the body, I find a scroll of fireball.
I kind of love the everybody gets 1 advantage roll. That's pretty handy too.
yeah.
Plus another point in the bowl. That'd be 5
Yeah.
points in the fortune bowl.
Mhm.
I'm cool with that, or putting it all in the bowl.
We're stacking
Either way.
our odds here.
Okay.
Put it all in the bowl. We can all take one out after, right? But
Yeah.
Yep.
Mhm.
Yeah, let's put it all in the bowl.
Yes.
Everybody good with that there? Because if
Sure.
so, that will give y'all 9 fortune points at this
Oh
point.
my goodness.
Yes.
Okay,
We don't know
All
what
right,
we need
I'm-
them for, but I'm all about it.
I'm gonna make some more puns.
Okay.
We're gonna get up to like 42 or something like that. It's gonna be
Okay.
great.
Thank you for making
Oh
my
Single
gosh.
Socks fantastic. We appreciate that. Mhm.
This is what happens when you make me role play at 6 in the morning.
Yes.
Well, thank you
They
very
don't
much
sit
for that
down.
donation.
Mhm.
And I have not forgot the mimic, Bob Ross mimic, or the cat
Yes.
mimic. I am trying to work that into the story just right versus dropping a random creature at the wrong time. Just slow the
Sorry,
story
we're all
down.
paranoid now.
Oh, of course you should
I'm
be.
pretty sure that's why Snickle Socks won't sit in the chair. They know better.
So okay. So you do, like I said, you found the small cloth that was bloodstained. It's embroidered, and as you're looking it over, it is a very fine piece of cloth with a very fine embroidery on it, and it had the yellow strands of hair clung to it in his paw. So, and as you were, the key also has 3 numbers stamped to it. It's called 331. So, so far y'all have been pretty quiet. So what do y'all want to do now that you
I still really want to report this to somebody.
Can I look at the keys to see if they're similar to like the keys that we had at Hooks?
yeah, I mean, when you look at the keys and everything, you quickly realize that they are to a standard key that is common among different apartments and stuff like
Okay.
that. So give me an intelligent culture roll.
Ooh, a cultural roll. 11.
7? You're
11.
not.
No, 11.
Oh, 11.
Yes.
Okay. I like the 7 better.
No. I don't.
Okay. Okay. On the 11, you look over, and as you're looking the numbers over and everything, you recognize, you get a certain recognition of it about which set of apartments these might belong to, because with the address, it also kind of breaks it down into different sections of town. Because one thing that you do know that on most nights, the city gets engulfed with a fog. So the buildings and streets and stuff are labeled with numbers and so forth. So this kind of helps you direct your attention to a certain part of the town. So you have a good idea of where you want to go, where this key might be used.
Okay, so I let the group know that.
Okay.
There was no coins or anything of monetary value on the body, was there?
Well, if you want to search that, then yes, you do find his coin pouch there, and it has many coins in it.
I'll put my hand on your shoulder. No.
We're picking up a lot of evidence.
I look back and I go,
no.
In yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
We are not stealing from this person. We are not stealing from the dead.
Let's put it this way. People will know.
It's not a person because the dog is dead. Therefore, the coins, you know what? You're right.
Here, give them to me.
Here.
That's never good.
For somebody else to come and steal.
Give them to me.
Meow, meow.
Give them to me, and I will take them to the proper places. We will find this person's family, and we'll make sure they get their coins back.
Don't touch the
I'm going to
coins.
give them every
leave it.
Yeah,
just out of
we should
spite.
definitely leave it there. That's not good.
Everybody give me a stealth roll.
Oh no, you made me touch it. I don't know what happened.
He made me touch it.
Ouch.
I don't have skill.
15.
18.
4.
Is that another one?
Ooh!
Oh no.
Take that stuff and throw it. Just
What
You
did
jail
you
that
do?
die. Jail that die.
You
No,
crush
it's okay.
that thing.
It's okay. It's okay. It's actually 3 because I have a +2 for dexterity. So
Okay. Well, very good. Okay. Well, as y'all are having this discussion about yes or no to the coins, y'all's voices seems to get elevated. So, and by that, y'all can actually start to hear more movement from the alleyways nearby, and you hear a few voices like, "What was that?" So you seem to be drawing attention to yourself and the scene at the moment.
What's
So
it
we
going to
should
take
go.
to get up on a roof on one of these buildings nearby?
Well, since there are various crates and everything, it would be a good traverse type move or balance type to be able to climb up and get up out of this alleyway.
I just would like to, instinctively make myself less likely to be noticed if there's people coming up. So that's what I was wanting to do.
Okay. Well, it's since you have crates and everything, and being agile and everything, you take a second, you kind of bounce up the crates and everything, and you get up to the roof with your paws and you pull yourself up.
Boing, 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 boing.
Yeah.
On the roof, looking down.
Yeah. So you
Trying
get
to
up there.
see who's coming, trying to maybe that they won't notice me up here.
Okay. Well, give me a notice roll, please. A wisdom notice.
Wisdom notice, got it. Oh, good. 18.
Okay. Well, from your point of observation and being up high enough, you can actually see down the alleyway, and you can see another cat that came across the same bloodstains that y'all did, and is now turning as if he's going to run back down to the main street.
I'm going to take the keys, the coins, the bloody silk thing, and anything that's kind of thing, and I'm going to give it to the one who now has everything.
Oh, no.
So any bit of evidence possibly could be on my person. Well, you wanted it. Here you are.
I will gladly take it. Thank you.
You're welcome. And then I'm going to kind of stand myself 3 feet beside him. And if anybody comes around the corner, my plan will just be pointing and say he did it with the hammer in the alley.
But also, yes, I will. I will sort of look around, and as everyone's sort of, we should go. We should not be here.
No, we should.
You don't want to report this, fine, but we need to move now. And then I'm going to yowl really loudly.
Yowl.
Yes.
I take the keys back and
and like it, I don't know if there's like a I don't know, cat alarm for like saying help fire or something like that, but I want to pull authorities over to this body and us to be gone.
Okay. So, doing like you're saying that loud meow that most cats that we know of would create that annoying sound that would draw attention.
Yes.
As you begin to leave, now do you come down off the roof there, Ben?
Yes.
Okay. As you jump back down, Chris kind of begins his. I'm sorry. I'm sitting here trying. Yeah, I'm sitting here trying to look and overlay. Kind of, I forget what you're. What's your character name?
Zohan. Zohan.
Okay.
Zohan, yes.
So
Call me
That's
Z.
what this is on.
Z.
Yeah.
Okay.
Hi, I'm the
Zohar. Okay. Zohar begins.
Zohar.
That's how I'm going to pronounce it.
No, it's
Okay,
fine.
that
I may
works.
have written it down improperly.
Yeah. Zohar is how
Yeah.
it's written on the character.
I
Zohar.
put an N on there.
Okay. So as Zohar begins her loud screeching meow and everybody's coming down the roof, y'all head down the other end of the alleyway, because most of the alleyways, very few of them actually dead end. So y'all head away from where Crow saw the individual take off back to the main street. And y'all get out of this alleyway and y'all get down to some other alleyways, in which allows you to move your way around to get back to the main road.
Okay.
And then as y'all come out one alleyway, Crow happens to look left and right and sees the same individuals that he saw at the other intersection have grabbed the attention of some guards, and the guards and that individual was moving up the alleyway in the direction of where the blood was.
Okay.
Definitely want to be continuing to keep our distance from that.
Yeah.
Interested to see what comes of it, but not. It would be nice to be able to observe from a distance what's happening there.
Okay.
Ben, I saw that it's a verb popped up in chat and I got really excited. I was like, oh my God, you're here. And I realized you're here. Next
Yeah, I'm here, right?
I hope so, because otherwise,
Am I?
because
I
otherwise,
just got so excited. I was like, oh my God.
that's been the best figment of our imagination to the point.
A fig Newton of your imagination.
Yeah.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. So as you're sitting there and you're watching the guards, they kind of go in there, and then also one comes back out, and as you notice, they all have like signal whistles, and kind of starts blowing on the signal whistle to draw the attention of other guards in the area.
Okay.
So, but y'all are, from where y'all came out of the alleyway, y'all are far enough back that as the crowd begins to form, you are still behind the line of where the crowd is. So you are completely obscured from the guard's view, but you can still see what's going on.
So like I I see people starting to rush over, and then I don't know why they're doing it because I'm that kind of cat. So like the hair on like my back just starts standing up, and I get super poofy. Like my tail gets poofy because I don't know what's happening. What's going on? What's happening?
Well, as you walk up and one of the other cats are standing there, it sounds like there was a murder or something up around the corner. The guards are hollering for more guards to come, and
Oh no.
I heard something about lots of blood, dogs being killed, and there's all kinds of blood and stuff up in that direction.
That
Yeah.
sounds
I'll look
terrible.
at Zohan or Zonar and say, probably would have been a lot easier if you had one of those whistles, wouldn't it?
I just sort of shrugged.
Just saying.
Mm.
So after a few minutes, you realize that they have basically cut off the area and are keeping everybody back, because now you are dealing with almost a full contingent of guards, and there's about 10 guards here. A lot of them are with their halberds and stuff, kind of making sure nobody gets any closer to the alleyway, and they've completely blocked off the alleyway now to where the body is.
So sorry, I had to miss a thing. Is that a good or a bad thing?
It's a good thing. Like I had described
Okay.
a minute ago, where y'all came out of, y'all were a good distance. So as the first guard came out and blew a whistle to summon more guards,
Mhm.
the crowds began to form, but y'all were far enough down away from it that y'all were behind the line that began to form.
Good. Okay, we got away. Someone's
Yes.
going to take care of the
And
body.
the authorities have been notified. Yes.
Absolutely, yes. As it should be. The authorities should be notified of this. There's been a murder.
Sure.
Okay.
I'm sorry. That is what Zohar would do. Like, you're going to try and tell her not to report things and not to be like
That
the lawful
is
good
what
jerk.
the one
Like,
who would do that would do.
yes, that's true.
Okay. Okay, so now that you have found a dead dog, and apparently it was the individual you were looking for. So at this point here, what do y'all want to do? Y'all have the key to his apartment. You just have to figure out what to do with that key now.
We need to find the lock that matches it,
So,
as one does with a key that has been found.
Should we find out where they lived, maybe, to go use it?
Was it? So we have no idea about that.
yeah,
And
you're not,
Kashik, did
Most
you
likely
not?
not this part of town.
Kashik, did you not say that you were a master of keys, that you could open many locks and all these sorts of things? Like, you here are the keys. What do you think we should do with them?
Yes.
Oh, master of keys.
I am the master of the keys. Yeah. So would I know if the red spot has like maybe a place they could have been staying at? Or
no. The red spot is basically just a very seedy lounge in where people go for the notorious activities. So it is not a place you go unless you're wanting something very specific. So not most honorable cats would not go in that direction.
Or honorable dogs, for that matter, I presume.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, very few dogs know about it because it is more of a cat location.
So it's not that way.
Yeah.
But when I look at the keys, I know that they're for certain apartments. And since I love keys so much, is it possible I know in what direction the apartment it would be in, perhaps?
Like,
Maybe.
I had you roll a minute ago, and you weren't very familiar with that part of town, but you know what part of town that the keys were because of the way the address was written on the keys and everything.
Okay.
So you at least can get to that part of town, and then you can start looking around to see where the keys might belong to.
Okay. So with my most confident walk I can muster, I'm going to walk like a panther towards where I think this might be.
Okay.
The Upper East Side, no doubt.
Yeah. Meanwhile, inside I'm freaking out like, what is going on?
The catwalk.
Master of the key.
Okay.
Master of the key.
Just to try to help you out.
Talks like a cat.
Give me a everybody kind of give me a history intelligence check.
Oh, I don't know anything. No.
All right.
12.
12.
13.
12.
12.
16.
Not a 1.
1, 6, 16.
Okay. CA.
Oh, I have 13.
13. Okay. Zohar, as you were beginning to walk in the direction that Castell was leading y'all and everything, you remember in your discussion with Hook that this dog was a outside merchant that had come into town. And you start thinking about it, and you realize that there are parts of the town that are usually set up where they're rented out to merchants who come to visit town.
Okay.
Because they usually come to wanting to spend their money, and people rent out their houses and stuff. So between the discussion of what you remember about merchants having such places and Castell's knowledge of various keys and apartments and stuff like that, y'all seem to narrow it down to a smaller area of the town now.
Okay.
So y'all have a better idea of where to go that this might be usable.
Okay.
So and as y'all are starting to weed your way through the streets and everything, it is getting darker, and the fog is starting to really set itself in. So, and that's the one thing you know about town is that the fog, when it rolls in, gets to a point where it covers from ground all the way up to the top of the buildings, and the only way you know where you're at is by the addresses on the corner of buildings and stuff to help direct you through town.
So maybe that's how they were able to kill them so easily, is with this fog.
That is possible. So So, okay, as you work your way through the streets and everything, in the direction you're heading, you're not seeing a whole lot of people, but the fog is getting very heavy now. It's becoming harder to see and everything, and you get to the area of the address, and you start working it down and realize that as y'all start playing around with the numbers and the way the blocks are labeled, you do manage to find the apartment building, and it's a kind of a smooth gray stone, and it's surrounded by a courtyard that has a gate to it. And the way the courtyard is designed, the landscape and everything around has been very elegantly kept up, so it's a very nice looking area. And looking from the street into the courtyard, you look like it might be a collection of about 2 or 3 different buildings as connected together to make a small apartment complex, but they look on the very high end of the area.
Okay.
We're fairly certain this is where the keys would be, but we don't know necessarily which of these buildings it would work with.
Correct.
Yeah, you have rationalized that it's within the courtyard, so it's one of the 3 buildings that are attached to each other. So,
Okay.
We can try
Fairly
all
simple
the
process
doors.
of elimination at this point.
yep.
Does it make
Yeah,
key
I'm
work
going
yet?
to
Does my key work yet?
post guard, like as we go from building to building, if we're going to continue,
Okay.
like I'll let them deal with that while I keep an eye on the fog, I guess.
Yeah, eye
Yeah.
on the fog, right? It's
Yeah.
probably futile, but
Can I maybe sniff it out to see
An ear?
if I'm familiar with
Whiskers on the fog.
this
Because you are doing that there, give me a vantage roll
Ooh,
on a wisdom search.
right. Don't doubt my sniffing abilities.
Roll.
Advantage. So that is a 16.
Okay. Because you were around the dog enough and picked up the key and everything, you were able to get a scent of him. And it kind of helps you, narrows it down real fast to which of the buildings that he was actually renting while he was here. So as you make your way across the courtyard and everything, you come up to his building. The courtyard itself has been very muddy and everything. Absolutely deadly silent. It's like you hear nothing for whatever. It's none of the abnormal sounds. So,
I strut with pride.
okay. you get up to the door, and it's a very beautifully decorative door, very high quality wood and everything. And you got the lock there. And all you got to do is open it with a key because it won't open by itself.
I feel like we should look for traps.
yeah.
No.
Search around the door. Yes.
Nothing.
No trap. There's just barrel through. The
Oh,
door's a
no.
mimic. Let's go.
No. No.
One who has never tried to surreptitiously enter a building.
Listen, doors are either there to be opened or kicked in. I don't understand all this lock nonsense.
Oh no.
You know what? It's okay. It's okay. I'll check for traps.
I just picture like a
Give me
massive
key.
doggy door.
I'll make
we're
sure that
standing in
everything's
front of.
okay and everything's going to be fine. Do you give me the key?
Do this.
No. I don't.
Do you
my
give him
back is like arched because I'm like, oh my god, we're going inside.
I have bluff as a skill.
Oh
Don't make-
no. You can use it? Are you gonna try to bluff me? Do I have to
No.
roll to defend myself?
Everything's going to be fine.
No.
We'll check for traps. I'll open the door. You can stand over there by the one who also stands. It'll be good.
Well, I only rolled a 2, so unless you roll a 1, I sincerely doubt. What did you get?
a three?
Oh, of course. Of course.
You have full
I thought for
confidence.
sure I'd roll another one.
I give you the key. I go stand by
Okay.
the one who stands.
Okay.
I turn around, I look back, and I'm like,
Very, very quiet.
and I pretend like I'm looking for traps, but I have no idea what I'm doing. So it's just, and I
Oh
just
no.
put the key in the lock, and I open the door.
Okay.
Are we dead?
Nope, the door opens without any problems.
I'm alive.
We have like 345 fortune points. We're gonna be good.
Clearly, this wasn't like a diplomat or anything.
I'm still going last.
Number one enemy of all D&D groups, doors.
Door. Yep. So,
Mimic doors who look like
Yeah.
Bob Ross.
Yeah.
That could have been it. Right there.
It could have been.
Mhm.
He got us on edge. That $15 was worth it.
We didn't
Yeah.
ask what the door looked like. Did it have trees on it?
now, I did
Happy
describe the
little
door.
mountains.
Happy clouds.
Is the door breathing?
Not that you can
Oh.
see. Not that you notice.
Of course, with a 3, we're not.
I will open up the door and let somebody else lead the way through.
That's me. Yeah.
One who
By
leads.
all means, the one who leads.
No, I'm not leading anywhere. No, I leave behind.
Who started
So-
that? Chris start that?
Meow,
Yes, he did.
meow.
So I walk in. Can I make a notice check?
You don't have to. You
Okay.
walk in, and this place is completely in shambles. Everything has been tossed, turned. The bed, because it's a large 1-bedroom type deal, and there are staircases that go up to another area. But you walk in, and obviously you know somebody else has been here before you, because this place is completely turned.
Somebody
Everything.
who locked the door on their way out, or somebody who is still in here.
Yeah. So I would look back immediately and say, "Draw your weapons." Conroy was quite a master.
Okay. Y'all hear Zohar say draw weapons as she steps a little further into it. So
Rapier's drawn. Yes.
Mason.
okay.
Yeah, and I immediately start looking for like paw prints or like disruptions that would help me to indicate where someone, if they were still here, would be.
Okay. Well, give me a notice roll on that.
17.
17. You noticed a few areas where something or someone could have been running and kind of pushed the carpet up, and you notice that it does lead where somebody went upstairs, where you obviously would assume so somebody would have went upstairs. But downstairs, as you look around, it's just a large open, kind of like a living room style situation, and it has been completely tossed. All the cushions off the couches tables have been turned over, chairs have been turned over.
Okay. And then as we're looking around, I'll say, see if we can find some personal effects. I'm sure there's lots of stuff here that was already here, but anything that belonged to Conroy could be used to discover what's going on, or could be turned into the authorities as it should be, so that they can figure it out.
Okay. So everybody, those that begin to search, please give me a wisdom search roll.
I'm already searching and collecting coins.
Of course you are. I don't notice the coins because I'm standing by the stairwell.
Okay.
I'm
just
going
sort
to
of
make sure
looking
I
up
give
it.
you the coins.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Don't want to bring dishonor to my house.
That's a 25.
Okay. So-
Search. That's dexterity.
Search is wisdom.
Wisdom.
Wisdom?
Yes,
I got
sir.
a nat 20.
Okay.
I finally rolled
You got a nat 20.
Finally rolled something.
Woohoo.
Yay.
Opposite ends of the spectrum. Yay. You get to
live.
live dice and not melt it down into a plastic
So
jar.
I have a 16 to look around.
Okay. Okay. As y'all are looking around and everything down here in the downside area, y'all begin to move the furniture around with your weapons instead of trying to touch it personally. I'm sure you kind of use your weapon to kind of push it to the side a little bit to kind of look around. And as you are looking near a overturned desk, you do find a very ornate golden signet ring
Ooh.
that has when you move the drawer, you could tell that there was a false bottom on it, and as you move the drawer, it fell and the bottom fell out, and the ring itself rolled out from the desk drawer.
Was there catnip in there too?
No,
Wow.
no catnip. Well, we can wave to the wife because we can see the shadow there.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. She's just getting me coffee, and I'm a little
Aw.
excited that I got my
Best
nat
wife.
20,
Look at you.
and that I found the ring, and it's not a coin, so I'm going to keep this one.
Oh no.
Okay.
Fair.
Definitely keep the rings. Sure. Yeah.
Fair. Totally fair. Yeah. And I don't see it. I'm not paying attention to you right now.
Yeah,
And
I'll probably look at it and admire it because it's shiny, and being a female cat that I am, I mean, I do like the shiny.
Yep.
So
And what you notice about when you pick up the ring and start looking at it, it is not designed to be worn on a cat because the cat fingers are usually more slender than the dog's. This one here obviously is designed to fit on a dog.
Okay.
I
So,
try not to let my disappointment be noticed by the rest of the group.
But do I see this too, or am I not in the same room?
yeah, no, all of y'all who are actually paying attention and doing the searching,
Okay.
everybody but Zohar, because Zohar is more watching upstairs and watching the front door for the conversation. So she's looking upstairs, looking back. So the three of y'all happen to notice him fine, and he's looking at something, but you don't quite know what he's looking at, but you see that he found something of interest as y'all all digging through the various stuff, and you find various knickknacks of what could be considered valuable, but you can tell they were part of the apartment that didn't get broken too.
Kashik, what's that you got there?
So
It's a
shiny.
tail ring.
Is that a question? It's a
You know,
that
because
was
you came up
noticeable
with,
disappointment right there. That's what that was.
because you came up with that so quickly, I'm giving y'all another fortune point.
Oh, we're racking them up. This mimic's gonna be fierce. Oh god.
No, I gotta give it to Snickles because he was like, wondering if it would fit on your tail in the Twitch chat there. So that's
But you did it. You're the one that actually went through with it. So no, it's on you, buddy. That's great.
I'm gonna put that one in the pool with our other 336.
Okay.
How much do we actually have now?
You have 10 fortune points.
Important.
Holy moly.
Negotiate for more.
10.
we're gonna need a mimic.
So y'all have searched downstairs and have been unable to find anything other than what Kasich found. So do y'all go upstairs now, or do y'all leave, or what's y'all's game plan now?
Well, it's just his ring. Is there anything other than just the ring? Does it open up? Does it have a secret compartment?
Yeah.
Does it have a special catnip thing? Is there an inscription on the ring that says for fortune points, go to this address? Like that.
So there was a donation of $10 to give a random potion to a player.
Okay. Okay. So what we're going to do here then is I need. Do we know who donated the potion or the deal? Because if so, have them pick a number 1 through 10 for me.
6.
6. Okay, so that turns out to be a potion of clairvoyance.
Ooh.
And what I'm going to do is I am going to copy that, and I am putting it into the Zoom chat. There you go.
And who has that?
Now the question is, I'm going to have we all roll a d4, and I'm going to roll a d4.
Okay.
4.
3.
1.
So I came up with a 3. So who rolled a 3?
That's me.
Yes.
3. You get the potion.
Crow's gonna use that potion and see if he can't figure out who's upstairs.
Okay.
Just drink that
Right
right
away.
now.
I mean,
Nom, 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 nom.
I found this.
Nom,
Come
nom,
on.
nom, nom, nom.
glug glug.
Yeah, basically, as you are doing your last final search and everything, you come across a small crystal vial that has like a red liquid in it. Or, I'm sorry, it's a red crystal vial. And as you kind of look it over, it's got like a murky form fluid in there. And then as you uncork it to smell it, it has a very musky smell about it. So, do you drink it? Is that what you said you were going to do?
Yeah, he's already drank it.
It's-
Okay.
Yeah, down,
So-
going.
And
Yeah,
so,
I was just looking at the details that you put in the chat. You know,
okay.
I feel like I would
don't
probably
know
be
that
like,
there's
hey,
any
wait,
detection process. Like, does Crow have any idea what this thing was, or has some idea? Because
oh,
Okay. Well, now the choice is since you kind of said you were going to see who was upstairs, all of a sudden, as you pop this potion back, you physically or you get the sensory that your body stays where it was at, but you all of a sudden began to kind of walk up the staircase.
whoa.
And you see they're standing there, and they have all kind of frozen as you and are moving a little bit slower than you were. And you walk upstairs, and as you get to the top of the staircase, you see that this is a bedroom setup with another sitting room and everything, with a bunch of stuff turned over up here as well. There is a window in the back that seems to have the curtains flapping just a little bit on it from the breeze coming in. And there is a door that is closed off to the side of the room.
Dudes, I'm so out of body right now.
Okay.
I'm going to describe what it is that I'm seeing. to
Okay.
My cohorts here.
Okay. Well, as you guys were starting to look around, and you see that Crow had just all of a sudden popped this potion that he found in the debris, and then all of a sudden he just he doesn't go rigid, but he seems relaxed. And then you start describing what you see up here.
Okay, dudes, like I'm so out of body right now. It's like I'm upstairs
Uh-huh.
and I'm seeing there's a lot of clutter up here.
Mhm.
And I'm not seeing anything moving. The window seems to be open, a possible point of egress,
as he's describing this, I'm
anybody
going to
had
walk
been here?
upstairs.
and there's a door in this room, a closed door, but looks
Closed
safe enough to come up.
door.
Hey, there is a door.
Okay. Well, as he's describing this here thing,
Oh, no.
Zohar begins her trek up there. So, what did the rest of y'all do? At this point, as you finish describing it, Ben, you just snap back into your body.
Okay, cool.
Give me a dex roll.
In that case, I will bring up the rear, as we like to say.
Give me a dex roll real fast.
That's what we like to say.
If you have balance, use that.
Okay.
Oh my god.
I think I might. Here, hold on. I do not.
Okay.
Okay, so that's but that's a dex 8.
8.
Yep.
As you snap back, you lose your footing just a little bit and you drop to one knee for a second because this is an experience that you have never had before. And 1 minute you're upstairs and the next minute you are back in your own body, and it was a little discomforting to you. So,
Are you all right? Your eyes are very dilated.
It's the potion. I'm back. I'm okay, I think.
Are you sure?
My tongue feels thick. My
I can't with you. I don't know. Man, you're tripping.
gonna be all right.
You're doing good.
Gonna shake
Yeah,
from the head
shake
to
it
toe
off.
and okay, we're good.
So I'm going to approach the door and
well,
by the handle real quick.
okay. You open up the door and
Is
okay.
it locked?
No, it is not.
Okay.
It is a standard bronze doorknob.
Okay, so I like barely open it, kick
wait.
in the door.
Oh, maybe I should have checked for traps again.
No. I like kick in the door and walk in Warhammer like ready. And I'm trying to, if there's anybody in here, I'm essentially trying to intimidate them. I'm trying to like scare them with this entrance.
Well,
We are with the one who does not check for traps.
That's great for a DM. I love it.
Yeah.
So as you bust open the door and everything, the door hits the wall that was right there. And as you step back in, the door comes back and catches you in the shoulder, and you are standing in the restroom.
I scared the crap out of him.
Yep.
You did. You got him.
There's a toilet in this room, or what Conroy might have referred to as the drinking fountain.
Oh,
Ouch.
so there's nobody in here then.
There is nobody in here.
Okay, well,
Should I
better
call
safe than
the
sorry.
watch?
While we're
Sonar.
here.
Okay. So, and as y'all get up to the top of the stairs, as Zonar is busting into this the room, you see her standing there in what looks like a restroom. There's a window there that's putting enough light in that's creating a silhouette off of her. So, and this area is identical to what's downstairs. It has been completely tossed. Even the bathroom, when you're looking around, they pulled everything. The curtains have been pulled down. They've completely gone through everything in this place. So, and this area here is completely covered in all kinds of different debris and everything. So as you, what are y'all gonna do now?
Ooh.
Search more?
Yeah.
Okay, everybody give me a search wisdom.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll search a little more.
11.
Okay, before y'all tell me what the rolls are, who's going where in the room to do their searching? Because you pretty much got a bed, you've got another small writing desk, you have like a couple of chests, you've got the back room where the curtains and stuff
I'm going
is.
to the
I'm
chest.
interested in the curtains in the window and to determine if that's where the intruder made their exit.
No, I opened a
Okay.
chest.
Zonar already checked the litter box, so we'll just leave him go with that.
That is what I'm checking.
Okay. So, okay, we got one going to the curtain, one staying in the bathroom.
I'm
Cass,
sprawling out on top of the chest.
you're going to the chest,
Yes.
and
Yes.
then,
I'll check the drawing room
okay.
or the drawing
Ring
drawers.
room.
Yeah, the desk and that type of stuff there.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Well, we'll start with the restroom, and as I described before, there is nothing of real importance in here. You do find various perfumes that didn't break when they were knocked off the shelves and stuff, and the bottles are very fine. You notice they're common smells that you would have smelled around town and everything that a cat would have worn. Now, a dog wearing them, you're not sure, but it's definitely something that a cat would wear. As
I'll call over to Castile, because I know that they had gotten a good sniff of the dog, and see if any of these match.
okay.
I'm
Do
hugging
you
the chest so tightly, but I'm willing to lend a nose to the cause.
Okay. So you head over to the restroom with Czar and begin to sniff.
Yes.
Okay. Kasich, as you are looking through the desk and everything, give me a search notice. A wisdom notice.
That was like a search notice. It sounds
Yeah.
so official.
I plan on
Like
searching.
a warrant.
Oh, it's a 6, everyone. Hooray.
No, this is just Kasich as he is looking over the desk area.
Oh, just Kasich. Oh, it's
Yeah.
not me.
You're
2.
looking at the chest.
No, don't touch my chest. Oh my god, I only left for a second.
So what was your roll there, JT?
I got a 16. It's wisdom, so
Okay, that's good. Okay, as you were digging through this stuff and everything, you actually find a piece of paper that as you're looking over, it looks like a shipping manifest. And then as you're digging through it and everything, it actually shows a picture of the ring you found earlier. And on the shipping manifest, it's listed as Golden Labrador.
Golden Labrador. Okay, run back to my chest.
And then across there's various charge tables and notes of just various things that looks like it would be shipped somewhere.
Does it give away like a dock or any sort of shipping warehouse or sort of address, or is it just kind of a randomized piece of paper?
Randomized piece of paper, other than the only thing you can make out of it is the picture of the ring and then the label Golden Labrador, and then everything else is like encoded numbers of some sort.
I look at the rest of the group and I say, I think I found something.
What did you find?
In like kind of like a Mrs. Columbo kind of way.
I don't mean to bother you with this.
No, that's Mr. Columbo.
Oh, right.
By the
I didn't mean
way,
to
It's Mr. Columbus.
One more thing.
There we go. Okay.
no one remembers Mrs. Columbo?
I don't.
I don't.
Oh,
Do a
was
good
that real
impression
thing?
for us.
I remember the TV show Columbo, but not Mrs. Columbo.
There
Yeah,
really
they had one,
was?
Mrs. Columbo, and then they made her the captain of a starship called Voyager.
Really?
Okay,
You
I'm
pulled my
now
leg.
100%
I
in.
see how it is.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Okay.
10,000% in. Yeah, I'll look it up.
Okay.
Hmm.
Okay. So as Crow is moving to the back of the room, give me you did a search notice a minute ago, didn't you?
Yeah, I got a 10.
10. Okay. As you are looking around and everything, and how are you looking around in this area? Describe to me how you are searching the back of the room or the window, the curtain, and some
It's
of the.
really, I'm looking at the window itself, really looking for evidence of who or what might have gone through the window. The presumption I have is that the intruder that made all this mess and was looking for something, I
Okay.
believe was looking for something.
Looking for
Exited,
this?
maybe exited through the window or maybe came in. Yeah.
Okay. Well, as you sit there and move aside the curtain to try to take a look and everything,
Right. Yep.
need you to give me a dexterity roll at disadvantage, please.
Oh, at a disadvantage, you say?
Oh, wow.
Really?
Still tipsy
Oh,
on
that's
the
good.
potion.
14.
14. Okay. As you move it, all of a sudden, the curtain itself seems, as you move it, it seems like it wants to try to wrap around your arm.
Mimic.
And you yank it as if and what you
alert?
notice on the outside or the inside of the curtain, as you pull your paw back, there is like a few blood droplets on facing the window that you couldn't see from the side you were on. But as you pull your hand, this thing kind of reaches up and kind of flips halfway up. And as you see, the mouth of the curtains reach out like this here and snap at you.
Yeah.
But
Does it look like Bob Ross?
Yes.
Folks, not curtains. Not curtains.
Does it look like Bob?
Real.
so everybody give me a initiative roll real fast.
Yeah.
Right.
It's time! Mimics. Natural
17.
20!
So
Let me at him.
20.
Let me at him.
Crow.
Oh, come on.
Crow, would you roll?
3.
17.
17.
Yep.
And Classic.
I got a 5, so I guess it's
5.
curtains for me.
Yay.
I see what you did there.
Pretty good. Much respect.
Oh. Welcome to my world.
Okay.
No, I was saying pretty good about the pun. I liked it.
That was
I enjoyed it. Warmed my heart.
one who appreciates good puns.
Mhm. Yeah.
Defense.
This group, obviously.
And, okay. It goes first with a 21. What is your armor? What's your defense score there, Crow?
13.
13. My 17 plus 2 hit you.
Woo.
So
Whoa.
this thing, as you backed off screaming, not curtain, this thing reached out and almost looked like a curtain that's been caught in a full bellow of a wind and reaches up and snaps around your paw, doing 2 points of damage.
Ouch.
It's a flesh wound.
Okay, so Cassie,
No, he's such a baby. Look at you.
you notice this thing reached out and just snaps that crow, and it nips the paw and everything as it pulls back, and blood just seems to be like soaking up into the curtain as after it takes the nip out of it.
It's a horrific scene. So I immediately go into a defense mode because that's what my character does.
Okay.
And I'm going to attempt to jump on top of it.
Okay. Now remember, this curtain is hanging from a rod up high. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So you are going to try to jump on top of this mimic.
Yes.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, give me an attack roll.
Yes. Now, do I have to? Is I just have a mace attack here? How do I do just a normal attack? Just D20?
Yeah, it's just like 5e if you're, or just because you're basically said you were going to run and jump up on it.
Yes.
So you are just doing a basic attack roll here.
I have an 18.
18. You managed to, as this thing is bellowing and everything, you managed to get up high on it, up near the rod and everything. So now that you're riding it, what are you doing?
No, I just really wanted to do that. I didn't think I'd be successful at it.
Okay, you are on top riding it. So now we are going to move to Crow.
Can it be like a grapple?
Okay, we'll do a little grapple there. Let's see if you manage to combine it. So that would be
Who's got the flow chart? Oh wait, this is 5e, right?
Let's just do strength rolls on this one here.
Ooh, strength rolls. Come on. I have a -1 in this too. That's never good. Oh no, it's an 8.
Okay. Well, my 18 beats your 8.
You want to use a fortune point?
Or
I mean,
you
could
got a ton. You can't use them fast enough now.
yeah. Like now might be a really good time.
Yes.
Okay, we can use a point. We'll try.
Okay. So you're down to 9. Reroll your strength roll.
We have 13.
13. Well, my 18 still beat you.
Yep.
We tried.
But that was a good effort. Then that's exactly what fortune points are used for.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, she's on top. So, Crow, you see Cassie come darting past you, leaps up off the bed, ends up on top of the curtain, and the curtain is kind of like bellowing this here, and that she's up on top, and you are down low with your mace.
What are you doing up there? I'm packing. My weapon that I had drawn was a rapier. I'm going to attempt to pierce the animated curtain.
Okay. Well, give me an attack roll, please.
Got you coming. That's a 14.
14. That is a hit.
Woo! And 3 damage.
Yes, sir. Piercing, that works. So as you basically stab it and everything, and you yank your rapier back, it seems to pull back, and the blood comes out of the curtain and drips along the floor back with your rapier.
It bleeds. That is so gross.
Yep. So Cassie,
that's you.
I am choices. You know, I'm a cat, so this is going to probably take a while. Should have more than one. I think I'm just gonna kind of follow the lead, and I'm gonna carefully go up to it, and I'm gonna swat at it with my dagger.
Okay. Give me an attack roll, please.
I excel at swatting. You're not gonna believe this.
Is it a nat 20?
Is it a 20?
Oh, 1!
You got a 1.
That's another one today. I'm still using the same dice. They're gonna have to go soon.
Wow.
Between the distraction of her up on top wrestling with this thing, you just
Wow.
Yeah.
Just kind of like.
Okay, Zohar.
I'm gonna say that that's a miss.
Yes, sir. It is.
She's gonna run up and she's gonna try and grapple it herself, and like it's hanging up on a rod, right?
Yep. Yeah,
Okay.
It's kind of hanging up on the rod. Cassie has gotten toward the top part of it that's hanged up to the rods, and she's up top, and it's kind of bellowing down because it was a floor-to-ceiling style curtain.
Yeah. So she's gonna run up and try and like just bear hug it and yank it off of the rod.
Okay. give me a. I'm just going to do give me an attack roll, and we'll see how successful that goes.
Okay, all right. Is everyone okay if I use one of the points?
Yep.
Is everyone all right? Cool. I'm going to use one of our pool.
Okay.
See if I can get a little better because that wasn't enough.
Sounds good.
Well, the first one was better. So 14.
Okay. Okay, as you reach up and you get both hands, because as it's bellowing and coming down, you reach in with both your paws and get around it, and you actually feel it kind of like it tries to bite you as you grab it, and it can't pierce your armor, and you yank on it to pull it off, and it comes off the rod and everything. The whole rod breaks, so Cassie, who's up on top, comes tumbling down with it, hits the ground, and rolls away, and now you've got a mimic in your hand and laying on the ground.
Well done.
Yeah, I'm just gonna like throw it prone, just like drop it.
Okay.
And did we ever establish how it looks like? This is the Bob Ross one, right?
Yeah.
Could it have like a mural of him on it? And that's how it.
We'll say that as it bit into Crow and began to suck the blood up into it, it began to have that type of an image on the camera.
Ooh, that's so cool. So it needs blood to like fill out its own image. Ooh, that's I like
really
that a lot.
Cool.
Yeah.
I think you might mean Bob Rottweiler.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Crow, you guys a fortune point.
Fantastic.
Hey,
Excellent.
We got another one. Hooray.
So, okay, now you pulled it, dropped it, so now it's the curtain's turn. And because you're the one that just pulled it from the top, I have a 18 to hit you.
Yeah, that'd do it.
Okay.
What?
And that is, as this thing reaches up and it grabs around your legs and everything and bite into you, it does 4 points of damage to you. And you can just see that as it bit into you and pulling the blood, it's pulling more blood into the curtain itself. So now we are Cassie.
Okay, so I fell down. So now where's the mimic in relation to me?
Within 10 feet of you.
Okay.
Because you basically hit, rolled to the side. Zohar pulled it and she dropped it straight down at her feet and dropped it.
Okay. So I am going to pull my mace out and try to slam down upon it.
Okay.
With bludgeoning damage. Yes. So that's...
Bludgeon!
Bludgeon it! Bludgeon it! So it's an 18.
That is a hit.
Oh, I did something.
Yeah.
Okay. I love this dice, by the way. Let me tell you. Take it everywhere with me. Okay. Okay, 8. And it's 1d8. Okay,
mm-hmm. You did 1 point of damage, didn't you?
Yes.
At least you did something.
Yeah, I recognize the chuckle from past experiences. Okay, so now Crow. You see her sit there and splat down on it and pull up, and this thing is still around Zohar's leg, digging into it.
Right. Well, I would, it's not like a called shot or anything, but I'm going to take another whack at it.
Okay.
With my rapier. 14.
That's a hit.
Yay! Five damage.
5 damage.
Yes, we're doing
as you stab down into it, you get right past Zohar's leg and yank your rapier out, and this thing just seems to like lose the life about it and hits the floor and drops down from her leg. And as the curtain hits the ground, you see that it starts bleeding out to the ground.
Nice.
It is laying at her feet right now.
I think. Poke it. Is it dead?
You poke it, it has no reaction to the end of your rapier.
Okay. I think it's dead.
Are you sure?
So,
guys,
okay.
I think it's dead.
Are you sure?
I'm gonna hit it again anyway.
Yeah. I was gonna say the same thing. I'm like, I don't
Yeah.
think it's.
Double tap.
It's not like
Yeah.
we see
Yeah.
this all the time, right?
Okay.
It's not like
Double
mimics
Yeah,
are
no,
a thing.
this
Rule
here is
number 2.
yeah, this here is y'all have heard legends of the old ones having such things like this here, but you've never personally seen one. So this here was a complete surprise that a curtain could come to life and attack you the way this one did.
I'm deeply disturbed.
So
And
grab
now,
it.
and it's even more.
fold it.
It's even more disturbing that this was in a merchant's apartment. What would a merchant be doing having something like this?
Mm-hmm.
A merchant.
Yeah.
Sure.
So y'all poke it a few extra times and so forth, and it does not move anymore.
I'm going to
All
fold
right.
it and put it in my bag.
Okay.
And because I'm not trying to steal, I will look over because she could say, if we leave this here and someone else finds it, they might be able to bring it back to life and kill more people with it. This needs to be turned in. About some common petty thief. I see that look you're giving me.
Crow's trying to figure out how to use that excuse on the money.
Very
Money
nice.
could come to life and try to kill some people too.
Resurrect this coin and it could burn the entire town down. I must have it.
A torch could do the same. At the window that this thing was covering, was it broken in any way or opened or?
As when Crow was looking over, it was like slightly open, as if somebody had went out it, but kind of tried to push it closed behind them, and it didn't get it fully closed. And then, as y'all are looking at it a little closer, there was a few drops of blood on the windowsill, but the window itself is not broken at all.
So
They came
whoever
in and out the window. Yep.
and whoever it was able to get past this thing at least with minimal damage.
Right.
So it looks like they did get attacked. Can I go over and investigate the window a little bit more? See if there's just maybe something we missed, a patch of fur or anything.
Okay. Go over there. As you are looking around, give me a wisdom search. Ben, are you still there in the area with her?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay, well then give me an advantage because y'all are working together as a team to.
Perfect.
Okay. 17.
Okay.
Mine was not that good.
Okay.
I do have, so that's a skill, so that's a 6.
Okay.
Oh, sorry, 10.
10. Okay. Well, I mean, you're sitting there, and I mean, you notice that there was a what is a handprint of a cat on the back side, on the outside of it, because you can see where they were trying to get out, and a little bit of blood may have been on their hand. It was like on the outside of the windowsill that they managed to leave behind. But it's just a single, just like these 3 fingers that are kind of, that was like, as they were trying to come out of it, is all you see.
Looks like the curtain got a swipe at them at least.
It wasn't quite able to get its claws into them, though.
Right. Yeah, because then as you look down, it's a stone, because it's only about maybe a 20 feet drop to the ground on the back side of the apartment here, and then it goes out the back side of the other part of the courtyard, and then whoever it was would have had to scale over a wall to get out of the back. And the wall itself is only about 10 foot, so it's not like a high security. It's more of a privacy style wall.
That shipping manifest that we got, could we take a look at it again? It seems they might have, that seems important.
Well, there's some kind of golden retriever symbol on here, or golden Labrador symbol on here, and it matches this cool ring that, and I make sure I make a point of it that you let me keep.
Oh, a tail ring. Yeah.
Yeah, the tail ring. And it matches here. Maybe we should look for this symbol down by the docks. Actually, maybe you should look for this symbol down by the docks, and I'll follow closely behind.
That seems like our only lead here.
No. You're leading. I thought I said that.
What part of one who leads do you not understand?
I don't know why you keep giving me names. It's so hard, but I'll take whatever you give me.
What's in a name?
Letters.
Touche.
So I'm going to give Zohar the manifest with kind of like the image on it, and then I'll slowly pocket my new tail ring into a pouch.
Okay. Yeah, I guess we would probably head off towards the docks then.
Okay. So, well, since y'all are unfamiliar with the coding and so forth on here, just as a freebie giveaway here, you do have sources that you could possibly take this to that might help you.
Okay.
To determine what the numbers and stuff mean, because it really doesn't tell you whether it's coming in the dock because of where it's located. There is no sea docks here. This is an inland city, so there is a bunch of canals and stuff that work through the city and everything, but this here is more of a land-based trading town where people would come through as they're heading down to the actual port of in the monarchy of Rex, which is the only known port within the monarchies for the cats to leave monarchies on the sea. So,
Okay, so then yeah, I would ask the rest of the part. Does anyone know shippers, traders that could decipher this?
What are we deciphering?
I look down at my feet.
Zohar was looking over the manifest that
Okay.
that Kasich had found, and he shared that it had the information about the golden Labrador ring and so forth on it. And we're trying to figure out how y'all could maybe go about deciphering the numbers and locations of where this shipment was going to, where it was coming from, or something like that. So,
Crow? You seem to know some of the seedier underbellies
Yeah.
of the city.
Yeah, so
Want to give it a scratch?
Yeah, I would. So I'm going like to defer to my buddy on top of the fourth wall to tell me where I'm most likely to know where the people will be who can help us with that, interpreting this. Coordinates or locations, something maybe in a different language or some sort of merchant-esque code.
well, y'all know that as you're sitting here thinking about it, you all pretty much know that Hook, with his contacts, could potentially provide you. If I understood you right there.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm.
So
Yes. Yeah.
So if you're trying to keep it within the family, then yes, you would probably want to go back to Hook.
Yeah, well, that was our number one really edict there from Hook, was just he didn't want to be connected with this. But so I would suggest that we carefully try not to attract any attention and try and make our way back.
Because that's the one thing y'all can do is y'all can meet up there at the Cat's Cradle where y'all met with him the first time.
I think that sounds like a good idea to talk to Hook about it.
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we haven't touched base with them in a while.
Right.
No.
Yeah. Since earlier this